Dear children, next topic about data frames is selecting and accessing from data frames. So we can access or retrieve records from the data frame through slicing. So we have learned about slicing, and with the help of slicing we can select the records. So records means the rows in a data frame. So let us consider the first program, selecting records from the first to third row. So we have to import our pandas library, import pandas as pd. Then we have a dictionary containing series, a dictionary containing different series. So we have a dictionary student. Student is equal to, it is a dictionary, so in that, so it will open with a curly brace. Then the key is the column name, then colon, the values are the data in that column. So Rinku, Ritu, Ajay, Pankaj, Aditya, these are the values in the column name. Then next key is the English, which is the another column of dictionary, which is another column of data frame. So then column, its corresponding values are given in a list. Then comma, next column name economics, colon, the key, which economics is a key of the dictionary, which will be the column name of the data frame. So colon, then what all values will be in that column is in list. Then next key is IP, then colon, what all values are in that column is in the, is represented as a list, comma, accounts, colon, its value. Then since it is a dictionary, it is closed with a curly braces. So this dictionary contains different series or different list. Then we are converting this dictionary to a data frame. First we are just printing this data frame. So you can see it is printed here, just this student dictionary is printed here. Then we are creating a data frame. df is equal to pd dot data frame. The in data frame function, the d and f are caps. Then in bracket the parameter is the data that has to be converted into data frame. So here we have a data student that has to be converted into a data frame. So when we print df is a variable containing the data frame or data frame object. So when we print this, you can see we get the output like this. Index, row indices are 0 to 4 and column values are name, English, economics, IP, accounts. And here we are applying slicing to get rows from first to third row, from column number 1 to column number from row number 1 to row number 3. We are just slicing the data in the data frame. Just we have studied in NumPy 2D arrays, same it is happening in this also, but here only row slicing is performed, so no need of column values. So only same as that of the slicing we have studied. You have to consider only the row indices, no need of considering column index as we have studied in the NumPy. Only row indices are to be considered. So we have to slice first to third row, first row, second row and third row only is needed. So we will write the statement as print df is our data frame. Then in square bracket, we usually provide slicing in square bracket. So inside the square bracket, starting index, start, colon, stop. So we need values from first to third. So we write the start as 1, then the stop as 3 plus 1, that is 4. If we give 4 as the stop, then only it will. Next program is to create an indexed data frame using list. So in this, here we have to provide the indices for rows. So to create a indexed data frame using list, we have to write the program as import pandas as pd, then student is the data, is a dictionary containing the column name and its corresponding values. Its corresponding values are given in list. Then next column name, its corresponding value, then economics and its corresponding value, then IP, its corresponding value, accounts, its corresponding values. So we have to give indices. We have given names for columns. Column names are the key values, keys in the dictionary, student. So for rows, we have never given a name. Always we by default row indices were 0 to n minus 1. So we can provide in names for indices that can be given in the data frame function where we create the data frame. So we are going to create a data frame df. df is equal to pd dot data frame. In that, in the data frame function, the parameters before we have given is just the data to be converted into data frame. But here, along with the data to be converted into data frame, we are giving another parameter called index. Its value is given in a list. So index is equal to, in square bracket, list is given in square bracket, then the value for 0th index is given SNO1, then SNO2 for index 1, then SNO3 for index 2, then SNO4 for index 4, SNO5 for index 5. Serial number, it represents serial number. So when we execute, when we print this data frame, you can see that the index row indices are now replaced with what values we have given in the index parameter. So a list containing the names for rows are given in the index parameter of the data frame function. When we print this data frame, the index row index values are, row indices are replaced with the values given in the list. So we can create indexed data frame using list by providing the index values in a list, or by providing index parameter in the data frame function. The index parameters are provided using a list. So you can see here the indices were 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because we didn't specify any index parameter in this function. So by default it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we have provided a index parameter in this function. So it becomes, the output becomes, is replaced, indices are replaced by the values SN, serial number O1, 2, etc. Children, there is a mistake here. It is not DF here. Look at this, it is like this only. Student is the dictionary and we are converting this student into data frame. DF is equal to PD dot data frame student. Likewise only these, instead of this here, instead of DF it is student, and we have to convert this student to a data frame, that is DF dot data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame student. Likewise, we have to convert this student into a data frame. After that only consider these steps. Then df dot set index name comma in place equal to true. Then we get the output like this. Here we have replaced the index value as by the column name, and to replace this into its previous state, we have the function df dot reset underscore index. No need of any column, only one parameter is needed, in place equal to true. Then when we print this data frame df, you will see the output as the previous output what we have before we have used this set index function. The output which we obtained before using the set index function is obtained here. So you can see the index values are now replaced by the previous index value, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So to reset the index value to previous index value, we have a function called set underscore index, and it has only a single parameter, that is in place equal to true. Only a single parameter called in place equal to true. When we print the data frame, it will create a data frame with the index 0, 1, 2, 3. Next, we can rename a column. So we have a data frame. We have to first, to rename a column, first we have to import our pandas library as pd. Then we have a dictionary student containing a name as the key, its corresponding value, then English is another key, its corresponding value, economics is another key, its corresponding value, IP is another key, its corresponding value, then accounts is another key, its corresponding value. So values are in the form of list, and student is a dictionary. So we can convert this dictionary into data frame by using the data frame function. So we have converted it into a data frame df. df is equal to pd dot data frame student. Then print data frame. We get the data frame as like this. This is the data frame obtained. And if I want to change the name of a column, this IP. So this is each key in this dictionary is a column name of our new data frame. So if I want to change this IP, column name IP, into informatics practices, so I have to write df dot columns equal to, then in square brackets list all the columns, all the column names in the list. Give all the column names in the list and rename the column which you want to replace. Give the new name to the column which you want to change. So you can see the column name is as it is, then English also didn't change, economics also didn't change, but instead of IP we have written here informatics practices. Then the accounts also there is no change. So to rename a column, write the column names. First write df dot columns equal to, in square brackets write the name of the columns. Then it should be in the correct position. Name should be in the first position, then the next column, and so on. It should be in the correct position, and the column which you want to rename should be given the new name in that list. Then when you print the data frame df, you can see that all the columns name it is same as it is, then English also same, economics also same, but in case of IP you can see the name is changed from IP to informatics practices. Then accounts also no change. So to rename a particular column, list all the columns and only change the name of that particular column which you want to rename. We can add a column directly, or through arithmetic operations also we can add a column. Next is selecting a column from data frame. Using data frame object dot column name, we can select a column. Then using data frame object in square bracket column name, we can select a particular column. Then using data frame object dot ILOC, that is location, in square brackets we do not have to specify the row indices, so that part is blank. Then colon, comma, the column number. Based on the column number we are retrieving. So here we have our data frame df. Then we are writing, it has 6 columns, the name, English, economics, IP, accounts and total. Then we are retrieving the column IP. So by using the first method, that is data frame object dot column name, likewise we can specify the statement as df dot IP. So df is our data frame and IP is the column name. So df dot IP. In this case, no need of enclosing IP in single quotes. Then you can see name colon IP, that is name of the column is IP, its data type is int64, that is 64-bit integer. Then by using the next method, that is data frame object, then in square brackets the column name. Then in that case you have to specify the column name in single quotes. So df square bracket the column name. So df square bracket IP in single quotes will produce the output as the index values and the corresponding values in the column IP. Here also you can see name colon IP. Name is of the column is IP and data type is int64. And the third method I told is using ILOC. So we have a data frame, this name, English, economics, IP, accounts and total are the columns in that data frame. So by using ILOC, we can use this function by data frame object dot ILOC colon comma the column numbers. So if we want to display the column number 0 and column number 3, so we can write in square brackets the column numbers. So the column number for name is 0 and column number for IP is 3, that is name 0, English 1, economic 3. So we are specifying the column numbers. Then in that case you have to separate the column numbers using comma, 0, 3. If I want to display accounts, then 0, 3, 4. So the output you can see, the row indices are there, then the column number, column name and its corresponding values, then column name IP and its corresponding values, because we have displayed only 2 columns, that is column number 0 and column number 3. So if we are specifying through column numbers, then you have to put it in square brackets and put a comma to separate the column numbers. Now in ILOC you can specify a particular range, that is from 0 to 3, all the columns you need, then you can use 0 colon 3, that is a slicing. So in row part nothing is given, just start and stop are blank, then colon is there, then comma, it is the second part is the column part. So in the column part we are specifying the range, that is start is equal to 0 and stop is equal to 3. So from start to stop minus 1 it will take, that is from 0th column to 4 minus 1, that is third column. So 0th column is name, 0th column is name, then column number 1 is English, then column number 2 economics. So 0 colon 3 means 0 to 3 minus 1, that is 0 to 2 will be selected. So there are 3 methods for selecting a particular column, that is by using data frame object dot column name, then data frame object in square brackets the column name in single quotes, or using ILOC. Then to delete a particular column. To delete a particular column there are 3 methods. First is using del, then there is a pop function, then drop function. Using these 3 methods we can delete a column. So let us see the first method, that is using del. Del is a keyword. So we have our data frame DF with 6 columns, name, English, economics, IP, accounts and total. Then if we want to delete our column total, then we can specify the keyword del followed by the data frame object DF, that is the name of our data frame, DF in square bracket which column has to be deleted. Here we want to delete the column total, so in square brackets in single quotes the name of the column to be deleted, del DF, del space DF in square bracket the name, that is total. Then when we print this data frame again, you can see the column total has been deleted. So to delete we have the function del. We can delete by specifying del keyword, then it is followed by a data frame object in square bracket the column name to be deleted, name of the column to be deleted. Another function for deleting a column is pop function. So we have studied this del and pop in our 11th standard. So we know that the difference between a del and a pop is that del will directly delete whatever it is given, but pop what it does is that pop returns the deleted value. Pop function will return what it has deleted. Same here also, we have a data frame DF and it has name, English, economics, IP, accounts, total, these are the columns, and df dot pop in bracket, since this is a pop is a function, so we have to use that as df dot pop in bracket. So this is a function, so it has a parameter. In del is a keyword and it does not have any parameter, it is just followed by a data frame. But pop is a function, so we have to use this pop function as data frame object dot pop in square brackets the column to be deleted. So the column to be deleted is total, so it is df dot pop total. If we print this statement, if we execute this statement, you can see after deletion the pop command returns what it has deleted, but this del command didn't show anything. After del nothing has been displayed, but next statement I have given is to show the data frame. But here the pop after execution, the pop command displays what has been deleted. So there is a, it shows the index values and the data in that particular column which is deleted. So the name indicate the name of the column which is deleted, and the data type, t type indicates the data type of the column that was deleted. Next method to delete a column is drop command. So using drop command, there are two parameters in this drop function. Two parameters are the label, that is the column name which is to be deleted, and axis equal to 1. Axis equal to 1 is used to indicate columns. Axis equal to 1 is the axis along the columns, and axis equal to 0 is the axis along the rows. So to delete a column, we have to set axis equal to 1. By default, always axis is 0, so we have to specify axis equal to 1. So in drop function, we have drop in bracket, or parameters are label and axis equal to 1. So let us see, we have a data frame DF, its columns are name, English, economics, IP, accounts and total. 6 columns are there. Then we have to delete a column total. So we have to write the command as df dot drop in bracket the column name, that is the label. Column name is total, it should be given in single quotes, comma, axis equal to 1. When we execute this command, you can see our column total is removed from the data frame. So to delete a column, we have 3 methods by using del command, then or using pop function or drop function. Okay children, thank you. All of you do all these programs and try another programs also, similar programs also, then only you will be able to understand. Okay, thank you children. Then adding a new column to a data frame. So we have studied how to rename a column. Now we can study how to add a new column. So to add a new column to a data frame, first we have to import pandas as PD. PD is the alias name. Then we have a dictionary student. Student is equal to, dictionary always starts with a curly brace and ends with a curly brace. It has a key and a value. So here key is the name, its corresponding value is a list containing different names. Then another key English, its corresponding value as a list. Then economics, its corresponding value. Then IP, its corresponding value. Then accounts, its corresponding value. Then we have created a data frame DF is equal to PD dot data frame. In the data frame function, there is a parameter student, because we are converting that student into a data frame DF by using the function data frame. Data frame is a function of pandas library, so we are using PD dot data frame to access the use that function. So when we print this data frame, you can see the data frame printed is like this. It has 5 columns: name, English, economics, IP and accounts. Now we are going to add another column. So let us see how we can add another column. So we can add another column by specifying the data frame object. Data frame object is the name given to the data frame, that is DF. We have given the name DF. So DF, then in square bracket, in single quotes, write the name of the new column. in single quotes write the name of the new column. So here I have written Malayalam is equal to values for that particular column as a list. So if we print the data frame, you can see that another column Malayalam has been added in the data frame with all the values we have given. So if instead of this list, if I have given only a single value without in list, just a single value, that is 45, not in a list, just I have given 45, then instead of all these numbers or all values in that particular column will be 45, 45, 45, 45, 5 times 45 will be repeated in that particular column Malayalam. So to add a column in a data frame, we have to write the data frame object, that is here we have df, that is the name of the data frame. Then in square bracket, in single quotes, name of the column to be added. Then is equal to, in square brackets, in as a list, the values. If we do not specify a list, if we specify only a particular, instead of this list D of that of Malayalam, we have specified a list for the column Malayalam. So instead of this list, if we specify a particular single value, that is if I specify 45 instead of this list, then here in column Malayalam, every number will be 45. There will be as many times this 45 will be repeated, as many times as how many columns are, how many rows are there in this data frame. So this, if I have given a single value, then that value will be repeated as many times as there are number of rows in that particular column. Now here we have given us added a single column with its values. Now we can perform arithmetic operations on columns like addition or sum, average. We can compute these based on the columns. So we have again we are importing pandas, then we have a dictionary student, then our data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame, then student. Student is the dictionary which we are converting to data frame. Then print data frame, the output will be this, containing 5 columns: name, English, economics, IP and accounts. Now we are adding a new column called total by computing the total marks of the column English, economics, IP and accounts. So we can write the statement like this: df, that is our data frame, in square bracket, in single quotes, total, that is the name of the new column, that is total, is equal to name of the columns which are to be added. So df, that is our data frame, in square bracket English, plus df in square bracket economics, plus df in square bracket IP, plus df accounts. So when we print this data frame, we get a new column called total, which has the values of added sum of the values of the columns English, economics, IP and accounts. So like this way also we can add a next program is to change the index column. For that we use the function setIndex. Here you can see there is a index in this program for rows, particular index which can identify each row. So Rinku is identified by the index 0, then Ritu by index 1. So we can replace this index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is row index, by a particular column like this. If we replace this index with the column name, then we will get the output like this. Instead of 0, it is replaced by the name Rinku. Instead of 1, it is replaced by Ritu. Likewise, we can replace the row indices with a particular column. For that, we use the function set underscore index. Set underscore index function is to change the row index by a particular column. So here we first import the pandas library as PD. Then we have the data student is equal to dictionary is a dictionary containing the name of the student, name which is the key of the dictionary, then its corresponding values, then English which is another key, which is it has set of values, then economics is another key, then its set of values, comma IP is another key, then its set of values, comma accounts is another key and its set of values. So when we print, we have to create a data frame. df is equal to pd dot data frame. In the data frame function, we are providing the parameter student. So when we print the data frame, you can see the output will be like this. This will be the output with index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then here we are going to replace this index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, row index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 with a particular column. With any column we can replace this. For that, we use the function set underscore index. To use that function, we have to call it by the data frame object or the data frame name. So our data frame name is df. Df is our data frame. So df dot set underscore index. Then since it is a function, we have certain parameters inside that. So inside that, the parameters are the particular column which is to be substituted for the row index, the particular column which will substitute the row index. Then in place, if you have to set in place equal to true, then it will be set as the row index. So we can change the row index by a particular column by using the function set underscore index. Its two parameters are name, the particular column with which you are replacing the index, row index. Here we are replacing it with the column name. So here we have given the parameter as name in single quotes. In place equal to true. If we specify in place equal to true only, it will be set as the row index. So when we print the data frame, you can see our row indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are replaced and the index has the column name has become the new index. The column name has become the new row index. So we can change a particular row index by a particular column by using the function set underscore index. We can call that function by the data frame object. That is the name of the data frame. So df dot set underscore index, and inside the function there is two parameter. One is the column with which we are going to replace the row index, and another parameter is in place equal to true. Next program is to reset index column. Suppose we have changed the row index to a particular column name like this. Now we want this to be reset, changed again in the previous state. That is, the row index should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for that we have a function called reset underscore index. That is, if we want to change the column index, row index to its previous state, that is in the form of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we have a function called reset underscore index. Reset underscore index. So this function will change the index value to its previous state, that is in the form of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So first we import our pandas library, pandas as pd, then def is equal to values from 1 to 4 minus 1, that is 1 to 3. So the output obtained will look like this. It has all the columns, but it has the rows from row index 1 to 3 only. So to select records, we use the slice function in data frame. Next, here we can see that the indices are by default 0, row indices are by default 0 to n minus 1, that is n is the number of records in that data frame.